Everyone, well, we are here back in the Dark Domain. Going to continue with episode 3 and do some questing. We don't have any side quests in this area right now, but this is the new map, the Land of the Exiled, the last map that we need to be in for the Dark Domain. After watching some other content creators' YouTube videos on the Dark Domain, it appears that we're going to be about level 103 when we're all done, all finished with the questing. And we've completely beat Dormammu and everything else, and how we level up after that is in the Dark Zone. I am interested in testing a little bit if it's possible to gain levels outside the Dark Zone by, say, farming over long periods of time high-level enemies such as this map. See, these are level 105. Is it possible to farm these to gain experience? So for instance, last night I auto-leveled until the patch hit, the emergency maintenance, I guess. And I was hitting level 101 or 102 mobs on the previous map all night. Can't remember when the emergency maintenance hit and interrupted my farming, but I managed to get about 60,000 gold and about 10% of a level. So I was at like 59 when I started, and then when I started this morning I was at 69. So I mean, it might take a really long time, right? But if you're having trouble getting into the Dark Zone and getting experience, if it's not working out for you, if you can't wait in the queue, it's possible, I guess. Okay, I still have to test it because I haven't hit 103 yet, so I'm not sure what it's going to be like. But I see enough level 104, right, and level 103 people auto-farming mobs as I'm doing all this questing to make me think it is possible to gain experience from auto-farming, and it would be worth it. I gotta switch my skills, by the way. I just noticed I'm on my single target damage set, which is not ideal for questing. Even though these guys do take a lot of damage. Quite tanky. So it might be possible to auto-level by hitting these mobs. Oh, I'm on the wrong camera. It's a bit disorienting. There we go. That's better. To supplement, right, if we can auto-farm these mobs overnight, to supplement some of the experience we get from the Dark Zone. So in several of the content creators' videos, it seems like about 60% of a level is about the maximum you can expect on a good night, right? About 1% a minute, best case scenario. If that's the case, then if I get 10% by auto-farming, that's, you know, that's going to make up the difference. If I do that all week, that's basically an extra day in the Dark Zone. So I honestly think it might be worth it to auto-farm. I'm going to go get this collectible and switch my skills. It might be worth it to auto-farm. Oh, look at this graphics, the terrain clipping. That's terrible. It might be worth it to supplement the XP you get by auto-farming, therefore making the Dark Zone not your only option, right? Or if you miss a day in the Dark Zone, like I did. I didn't go in the Dark Zone yesterday. Stuff like that. So, might be possible. Ooh! Definitely gonna hit this guy up. Definitely going to. All the way down there. Let's go ahead and fly. 50 seconds. I don't care if I get top damage. Do not care. I just want the credit for the kill for the event. Okay. So the event I'm talking about. Yes. I'll go ahead and complete this real quick. We know how valuable these quests are, right? They give you costumes. Ooh, and a collectible. Might as well. Kind of on our way. We were headed in this direction anyway, so. Like I said, I don't care about getting top damage. And from what I think is going to happen, I can turn that in on my way back. Let's head, yeah, right down there. Nope. Alright, so he's here. That's okay. He's not going to die anytime soon. I'm pretty sure this prime target is going to take a while to kill. And I hope I don't die fighting him. At level 101, pretty good chance. So we'll see how many enemies are fighting him, or how many allies are fighting him. And if it's not a substantial amount of people, I'm not going to pick that one up. I don't think I can pick up more than one yellow at a time. So anyways, if it's not a substantial amount of allies, I'm not sure it's worth my time. At level 101, I'm not sure I'd be able to kill him anytime soon. We'll see. But yeah, I definitely want the credit. Oh wow, another yellow quest. There's quite a few. That's excellent. Alright, where? There he is. Alright, and there's 4 of us? Cool. Using my AoE skill set. Already took quite a bit of damage. Ouch. Alright, so yeah, that really hurts. Don't want to keep taking that. Ouch. That was so much damage, that was ridiculous. Okay, so it looks like he goes untargetable because I lost target. Okay, yeah. What? That did not look like it was going to hit me. We'll go ahead and burn it. I'm glad they made it to where that costs gold now. Okay. That sucked. Next time I'll just dodge just in case. Yeah, see, he goes untargetable. I lost target. Good thing I've got my iframes, that might help. He's already taking a bit of guard damage. That's really good. Okay, so I'm not sure what happens here, but I think he throws a big, giant energy ball. Unless he gets guard broken, in which case, that's awesome. Okay, we're just going to keep going. Curious to see how my damage is. Especially without my single target damage set. Oh, here we go. Okay, I need to switch to 2. So I can actually look up like this. Oh, not wanting to take any extra damage. Okay, gonna dodge and then use this. I think I'm safe. Okay, here comes the big meteor. Definitely don't want to get hit by that. Okay. Okay, did not go after me. Excellent. Come on. Uh-oh. Almost dodged or almost went in there. I know I have an iframe, but it's not a completely 100% iframe. It has windows where you can be hit, so. Well, that was nice. Free damage on him while he walked back to his spawn point. At least he wasn't invulnerable the whole time. Alright, so it looks like he's looking at me. No? Okay, good. I'm surprised I'm still second place. Why does it keep going back to that? That's not what I want to see. There we go. Okay. What's he doing? The energy thing? It's alright, I can deal with that. He's about to get guard broken again. We might actually kill him before he comes back from that if we have enough people with ultimates lined up. They're probably waiting. Yep, there we go. Come on, drop your ultimates, guys. I don't have mine. No? No ultimates? Alright, never mind. He's gonna live. Oh. Nope. Oh, I dodged. Oh, thank God. 46% dodge for the win. Okay, he's got the bleed debuff. Good chance to use my ult and get that 12% extra damage. Very nice. I'll take that for sure. Good iframes. Oh, that's a hit on me with a nice burn. That hurts. Okay. We did it, guys. No way. Oh my God, that was just the first phase. And the first phase is the easiest. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, this is gonna take forever. No way. I knew he had multiple phases when you actually fight him from watching other content creators, but didn't think that was going to be the case with the most wanted target. That's lame. I thought we were done already. That was so nice. No, we got to do this at least one more time, maybe 2 more times. Looks like we have a Captain America with us now, giving us an HP buff, so that's nice. Oh, his health is going down so slow. Yeah, he's definitely tankier when he comes back in his second form. So, that's fun. Where am I at? I can't even tell. I just took big damage there. Yeah. Don't throw that thing at me, please. No? Oh, good. Guard damage got broken. Or guard got broken. Second? I'm gonna be first here in a second, actually. Haha. I'm gonna be first here in just a moment. First here in a second. That's funny. Okay, okay. Oh, nope. Oh, dodged out of that. Thankfully. And iframes. But he interrupted my iframe with his own iframe. That's awesome. Oh, nope. Gonna dodge. Okay. Yeah, 50,000 from one of those. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he's getting that meteor. Okay. Whew. This guy's insane. Okay. I managed to soak quite a few of those up with a dodge. Or is that the Captain America soaking up all that damage? Okay, we're gonna dodge out of there. Okay, and he's launching fireballs, so we're gonna back out. Pull a Loki on him. Okay, yeah, excellent. Okay, we're gonna debuff him. Gonna use my most powerful ability, and then here we go. Full time. Good amount of damage. That HP bar is going down. Okay, do not want to take extra damage though. Ah! No, not me. Not me. I can't handle it. I am a glass cannon, guys. And my Captain America is not buffing my HP anymore. Come back, Captain America. I think you may have died. Okay, iframes, good stuff. Where'd you go? Oh, energy ball. Let's not get caught by that. Okay, back off. Okay, good. He sent it for somebody else. Now, Dormammu actually does not move very much, so Ion Cannon is a great choice against him. Ion Cannon's doing a great job. Doesn't really miss because he's not moving around. And Ion Cannon, I think, is probably better overall if the target's not moving. Okay, that hurts. Then its counterpart, Party Protocol. And the reason for that is because you can cast Ion Cannon and then just move around, cast other abilities, regain your stamina, and it just continues doing damage over time, and you don't have to worry about it. So it's kind of like a fire and forget, which is really helpful. Okay, we're not wanting to take those to the face. And that's a Spider-Man tanking with his excellent dodge. Okay, just trying not to get hit. Alright, here comes the... No? No fireballs? Okay, good, we defeated him. And I got second place at 27%, only 28, about 3%, 3.1% behind Oreo. Can I look at Oreo? Is Oreo... She's not in... She's not even a nearby hero anymore. Let's see if I can find heroes. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh well. I was going to take a look at Oreo, see what her skills, or her, let's try it. Or was her name ISI? I think it was ISI, right? Oreo was the name of the alliance? I'm not sure. No, yeah, there we go. Oreo ISI. Okay. 637, about the same power as me, but she's got 6-star costumes. Midgardia set, so pretty darn nice. No special cards, but she's running critical damage. Nice. Very good stuff. Good job. Black Widow does really good damage. Probably the only character I struggle in beating, aside from an extremely well-geared Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel and Black Widow both do really good damage. Once Captain Marvel gets her ultimate gauge recovery up to the point where she can have her ultimate up consistently. It's an insane attack buff. It's way too good. And at that point, she becomes like one of the best DPS in the entire game. So, aw, don't think I can pick it up, or can I? Oh good, there's no time limit on it, so that's nice. I got 16 side quests. Nice, we're gonna be here in a minute, aren't we? Well, that's cool. This is the event I wanted to show you guys. This one right here. What? What is this? How come that didn't count? You gotta be kidding me, guys. So if you kill Dormammu in the dark domain, dark dimension, I guess, it didn't count. What in the world? You can only do it in these other places, so it doesn't count if you... Gosh darn it. Big disappointment there. Okay, so when you're here, don't bother killing Dark Dormammu, or not Dark Dormammu, but Dormammu. Don't bother killing him unless you want his Omega card drops and you're doing your most wanted. Yeah, just don't bother because it's not going to count towards the event. That sucks. How bizarre is that?
Thanks a lot.
Okay. I'm going to go back this way, I guess. Side quest. Okay, let's pick it up. Nope. Not the guy I wanted to talk to. Come on.
Hi. See you later.
Alright. Not what I wanted. Here. Side quest and main quest have to be in the same location, so that's good. Okay. Hopefully that's the case. I wish there was a way to make this stop showing. Well, it doesn't take you to the quest, it just takes you here. Yeah. There's no like journal or anything for quests. So I can't just go and then hide it so I can reveal other quests instead. That sucks. Little quality of life features that I'm sure they'll add to the game later over time. They've already added quite a few little additional features that weren't in the game before. Like this wasn't in the game. These little icons over here underneath your map, those weren't there. And then when you go to the map here, these indicators right here that show you what you have left to get, those weren't there. So those are new. So they're adding stuff. I'm sure they'll get to everything. I talked about it in my other video that you may not have seen yet, the Omega cards, best free-to-play Omega cards update, including the Dark Domain. So in that, I talk about my viewpoint on the Dark Domain update, and everyone's talking about how once you hit 103, you can really only level up to 110 using the Dark Zone, and how that's such a failure, and it's just really bad. And I can't disagree with the main point of it being a bad design decision on Netmarble's part to restrict people to going to the Dark Zone and forcing them to go to a zone that they may not want to, just to make progression in the game. So typically in a game like this, if you don't want to PvP, you shouldn't have to, and if you don't want to do PvE, you shouldn't have to. Right? Theoretically, there should be ways to level up and enjoy the content in the game no matter what type of player you are. So them funneling people through the Dark Zone just to gain levels, when primarily the rest of the game focused on getting levels through a different method, just feels bad, honestly. It just feels bad. That being said, I don't think it's a complete failure, the patch. I think the patch has a lot of promise. I think it's got a lot of interesting content. I just think about the scale of what it took to build this, to add this to the game. Who knows how much work they put into it before and then just held it back, and then just finishing touches, right? For all we know, they've built most of the game already, and they've just held parts of it back, and they're releasing it as they can, right? We're not sure how they developed this, but it's still a lot of work, okay? Let's assume that they built this from scratch to add it to the game. That's so much work. Mind-boggling, actually. So to say that it's a complete failure, when for the most part, things work, right? They didn't completely break the game in many respects. There's issues, but there's always going to be issues. I have never yet played a game where there was an update and everything was perfect and nobody had a reason to complain. Not once. So, on one hand, I have to agree that it's a bad decision to force people to go to Dark Zone just to make progression with the level on their characters. That being said, there's so many other things that I like about this update, that I think everyone will like about this update, that make it not a complete failure, right? And if you go around saying that the update is a complete failure, it kind of demoralizes people from enjoying what is there to enjoy. And I don't want to take that away from people. I don't want people to lose enjoyment in the game and interest in the game because I have high standards. Okay, so it's easy for me, a person who's been invested in the game, who's kind of made their whole channel focus around it lately, put so much work into the character in the game and the videos. It's easy for someone like me who's been that invested in the game to find so many things to be unhappy about with the update when we wanted so much more, and there still needs to be so much more that needs to change. That being said, if I think about the game from the viewpoint of someone who is not a YouTube content creator and someone who is not as invested in the different aspects of the game as I am, and only have time to play the game for maybe less than an hour a day if they're lucky because they have a life, right? And they don't spend all day, thinking of YouTube content and trying to create YouTube content. Like, so a normal person working a job, or even a normal person taking care of kids, just a person with a life who can only play this for less than an hour a day, if that, is not going to have the same expectations or even realize the problems with the update that I do. It might take them a month to hit level 103. It might take them several weeks to hit 103. They might not hit the level cap and have to deal with the Dark Zone issues at all, because by the time they hit 103, Netmarble's fixed it. So, I can't really say that it's a complete failure. I don't think it is. I think for many people who play this game, they're going to enjoy the content. They're going to love it, okay? They're going to like the Dark Champions. They're going to like the Dark Captain America that I've seen. That was awesome. He looked so cool. They're going to love Hell, right? Hela. They're going to love Mephisto and Dormammu, and just, it looks fantastic, right? I love it. I really like it. For a Marvel game, a Marvel-themed game, they're really nailing the intellectual property, the IP, right? So they're nailing the art, they're nailing that comic book feel, they're nailing that exciting combat, and just, it feels like I'm playing a comic book. Maybe I'm simplifying it a little too much, but it just feels good, guys, right? I'm enjoying the content. I think they did a good job. There is a lot to fix, but on the other hand, I'm enjoying myself right now. Like, I'm really loving this experience. I'm thoroughly enjoying this leveling up grind. I do get bored because it's so repetitive, but every MMO is repetitive, okay? And the ones that aren't, sometimes they feel overwhelming. If there's so much to do that you can't really focus on one particular path, and you've got 18 different choices to make, and you're always second-guessing yourself and wondering if you made the right decision, right? Because there's so many different things you could have decided to do. For games that don't suffer from repetition, sometimes they suffer from the opposite. So, there's reasons to be unhappy, okay? If you're looking for reasons to be unhappy, you'll find them. For my part, my message to everyone who bothers to watch this channel and watch this video is when you're watching other content creators and they're talking about um, the update and what they wish it was, take it with a grain of salt. It's not that they're not true, okay? It's not like they don't know what they're talking about. They really do. And everything they say is correct. Just don't let it ruin your appetite, okay, and your appreciation for the game as it is. Because it really is a really nice game. Like this, for instance. How cool is this, guys? Look at this right now. That's just awesome. If you like Marvel, and I'm a huge Marvel fan, I've loved comic books, and I've watched every Marvel movie. Okay, if you're a Marvel fan like me, moments like these are just awesome. Like, okay, as a fan, I'm not just a video gamer, right? I'm also a Marvel fan. So I'm playing this for more than just... Okay, can't take that, I guess. Oh, because I've got the treasured... can I drop it from here? No, that's... If you right-click, it just does something else. Okay, so I can't drop the... Interesting. I thought you could take two side ones in addition to this. It's pretty sure.
What's up?
That's weird.
Why?
Okay. Oh, it's because of this. This stupid thing I can't get rid of. Takes forever to get 10,000 Dark Zone points. Are you kidding me? If you're not in a major alliance, like making Dark Zone your life, good luck. Okay, so that's why. Unfortunate. Okay, so we're going to go back to here and do the main quest. Sorry, I got really confused on that one. You might be thinking I have some stuff to draw, but I don't. For some reason, with the update, they now want you to know that you have points you can spend. I know I have points I can spend. You can take off the little red dots, guys. But no, those red dots won't go away. I'm sure that's something else that they'll fix. Okay, let's see if we can't bunch these guys up, go to the very edge, and then line them up. Boom. Nice. Big numbers. Okay, we got 35 left to kill. But if I could summarize, which anyone who watches my channel knows I have a hard time summarizing. If I could summarize, it would be just enjoy the game, enjoy the patch for what it is, try not to be too unsatisfied with what it could have been, and take it on faith that Netmarble will work at it and eventually make it into what it needs to be. Right? They're still working on the game. It's not like they released this update and now all of a sudden they're done and they're never going to make another update. They're going to continue working on the game, guys. And it's okay for game companies to make mistakes, right? With design decisions. And content creators and video gamers have a habit of complaining about not being listened to, right? And the developers need to listen to the players and the users. And to an extent, that's true. But I feel like users and gamers have become a bit entitled. They feel like they know what would make the best game. They feel like they know what all the problems for the game are. And if the devs just listened to everything that they said and all of their ideas, the game would be perfect. Or at least the game would be a lot better. One thing to keep in mind, if you're one of those people that has a lot of opinions for developers, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, I've given plenty of advice to developers on different games and whatnot. If you're one of those people that really wants to help the game to succeed, and so you're trying to help the developers build the game in a direction that will help it succeed, because you want to get as much out of the game as you possibly can. So if the game fails, then you don't get to enjoy the game, and you don't get to continue making the game your source of content, right, for your channel or whatever it is that you do. Man, she looks so good. My goodness, they did such a good job on the details. I can't get over the level of detail in her outfit. This is interesting. A bit laggy. Okay, well, I didn't really understand what was going on there. He got up and he looked, and we watched him as he walked away and looked at something. So, that was a really important cutscene, whatever it was. We really needed to see that cutscene of that rock thing getting up and walking. Okay. Ooh, 102. All right, all right, all right. If you thought of Matthew McConaughey, it's okay. I thought of Matthew McConaughey too. And this needs to be like this. I don't know. Was that this way the whole time? Did I forget to maximize the screen for the entire beginning recording? Oh my goodness, I hope not. I don't think it'll bother anyone too much, but still, that's a big mistake. So while I can, for the most part, you've seen some of the lag, but for the most part, I can play games on BlueStacks like this and record and upload content. I have noticed when I stream, there's more lag, sometimes audio issues, and just using the software that I use and trying to get it all work with YouTube. Just the whole streaming thing. There's so many pieces that go into it. The overlays, man, I'm telling you, figuring it all out. It's a process, right? And it's like a whole new skill set you have to learn, teach yourself. So what I'm getting at is that I wish I was streaming this so that I could interact with viewers instead of just interacting with them in the comments afterwards, after I post the video. I wish I was streaming right now so that I could see your comments right now and interact with you guys. So that is the one thing that I miss by not streaming. However, streaming is a lot of work. Like it's a process. And also, my computer, as we've seen, is not the best. So with a subpar computer that can run things on its own fairly well, but struggles when you're trying to stream, it just makes it that much more difficult and just another reason not to deal with the hassle, you know? So if you're wondering why I'm not streaming and why I'm just uploading episodes like this, it's because my computer is not the best and I suffer from lag and other issues. So it's just less intensive on the computer and easier to record if I'm not streaming. That being said, I do appreciate everyone who comments in the comment section. Really quick, I want to talk about the detail. So the embroidery on the edge. This guy looks like a version of Mephisto? A different version of Mephisto? That's interesting. I guess he's one of the underlings? Or is he a superhero that I don't recognize? Interesting. Okay, so I feel like I missed this side quest back here, and also this collectible. Let's get the collectible. And then go do this side quest. I've only got 12 left. So I do appreciate everyone who comments in the comment section. I at least can interact with you guys through that. If I can't live stream and interact with you guys through live stream, at the very least, I can respond to your comments. So if you're watching this thinking about commenting, please do. Doesn't matter what it is. I respond to everybody's comments just because I really enjoy interacting with you guys, and that's pretty much the only way I get to do it. So thank you for everyone who comments. I really enjoy that. So let me ask you guys a couple of questions. What are your thoughts on the update? What are your thoughts on Dark Domain, on Netmarble? Did they really, really mess it up? Right? It should have been so much better. And it could have been so much better, and there's so many missing pieces that they did not fix. How disappointed are you? Or are you more like me, and you think it's still a really enjoyable game, you're really enjoying playing it, and just a little tired of everyone expecting everything to be perfect on the first update, and you just kind of want to tell people just relax a little bit, just be a little more patient. You know, they'll fix it. Let them work on it. It takes a lot of work to get this stuff done. It's not something they can just do in a day. And if you read the patch notes, okay, so if you've seen other content creators' videos, or if you've read the patch notes, then you are aware of how much really was in the update. Okay, guys, they didn't just add a new zone. They didn't just add new costumes and try to make money off of people. They didn't just add Omega cards, okay, and then make an event for you to spend money. So it's not just a cash grab, even though it is a cash grab. Okay, let's be honest, it is a cash. Goodness, I can't talk today. It is a cash grab. However, it's not just a cash grab, and the content that they have added is significant. Okay. Also, the amount of bug fixes. The amount of bug fixes, and in some cases, the character or hero balancing was a massive list. Okay, so I watched a content creator go through and talk about every single thing in the patch notes, and I'm telling you, it was a massive list, guys. The amount of things that they did to the game, it's huge. Alright, so if they just wanted to do an emergency maintenance patch, okay, they could have done that and then done all the fixes and then pushed off the update and made that separate. So they are really working their butts off, because they not only pushed out all this new content, they fixed a bunch of stuff at the same time. So they're doing more than what's required. Okay, all that's required is that they release the content they promised they're going to release, but they do more than that. They're also working at fixing the game at the same time, balancing stuff, right? So they are listening to the community. They do see some of the problems. They increased. So for instance, one of the biggest complaints was the lack of gold. A lot of people were having problems having enough gold to buy skills and everything else. So, and, you know, enhance potential and whatnot. And so one of the things they did in this update was increase the amount of gold that you get from rewards every single day. There's a lot more ways to get gold, and more gold every single time you get it. So they are listening, guys. Okay, it's not going to be perfect. Nothing ever is. But they are listening. Okay, they are going to make the changes that we need. The game's only going to get better. I don't want people to get discouraged and start disliking the game, or be upset because it isn't perfect. And before anyone gets upset at me, okay, just keep in mind, I'm talking about two different perspectives. Alright, so I'm talking about the view of the Dark Domain update from the perspective of someone who is very invested in the game and has the time to spend on the game, okay, and hits that level cap very quickly, versus a person who only spends an hour or less on the game per day, if they're lucky. Okay, that person is not going to encounter the same problems. They're just not. So when they watch YouTube and they see content where we're talking about the state of the game and we're doing nothing but complain, I don't know. I think it just takes away some of their enjoyment, and I don't think that's good. I think that we should do our best to allow people and encourage people to enjoy the game. Okay, am I done yet? No. I will say this, the kill quests, side quests and everything, there's a lot more. They don't want you to kill 15 or 10 or 20. I gotta kill 43 of these things, man. The last one was 45. Like, they're just... They make you kill a lot more stuff. It takes a lot longer. Okay, now that we're not facing a boss like Dormammu that goes up in the air and I need to maneuver the screen so I can see the meteors that he's gonna throw down at us, I can adjust the camera. Okay, so we're gonna group these together, and you guys know why. For that. Very nice. Oh, I had somebody ask me in the comments why I'm using the wrong Iron Man set. In my most recent non-regional costume set for Iron Man video, I talk about how Marvel Now is the best set, and here I am using War of the Realms, which is not a set I even consider in that video because it doesn't have crit rate, it has defense pierce. So honestly, I have one of the worst sets you can use. It's good because Tactical Satellite is an excellent skill. Okay, so it's boosting a very good skill. That being said, defense pierce is not the right stat to boost. You want to be boosting crit rate. So, anyways, the question that the person asked is, why are you using War of the Realms if you recommend Marvel Now? And the reason why is because I bought the 2000 crystal or 2000 gem. I think it's crystals. Hold on. Yeah, crystals. I bought the 2000 crystal pack while leveling. That gave you the 4-star War of the Realms set because I wanted to boost Tactical Satellite because I really like the skill. And it was either that or Superior Iron Man. And I liked Tactical Satellite more than I liked Unibeam. So, and at that time I didn't realize how hard it was going to be to build crit rate. And also how important crit rate was as a stat. So after doing all the math and doing all the testing and coming out with the videos and everything, I have learned that I made the wrong choice. I should not have chosen War of the Realms. I should have chosen Superior Iron Man. I wish they had Marvel Now as a choice, but they don't. There is no pack for Marvel Now. So if I had to choose again, I would have chosen Superior Iron Man. That being said, it is very difficult to make costumes to replace. I'll show you what I've got that I'm working on. I've got 41 to kill, so we can kill some time here. Alright, let's take a look. Oh, I got some collectibles. 64 open slots. Let's go ahead and make some room. Okay. So here are my costumes. I've got some Marvel Now pieces. You might see that I've got some regional pieces, and that's true. I've got 2 Sakaar chest pieces, so that's a dupe. I pulled 2 Stark headsets, so I've got another dupe there. I've got Sakaar, Xanderth, Midgardi, just like everybody else. Hydra Empire, so I've got dupes there. So I've pulled a few dupe regionals. I've got Midgardia gauntlets, Savage Shadowland gauntlets, Sakaar suit, New Stark City head, Xanderth head, 2 Xanderths. So you get the idea. Pulled some dupe, nothing worth using, right? So I don't have a complete regional set, not even close. I've got 2 pieces, no, don't even have 3 or 4 in a complete set, so it's not worth it for me to use any of this regional gear that I've picked up. So trying to replace War of the Realms, right? I've got this, I've put this up to 4-star. I've got this is at 3-star. This is at 3-star. Again, this is at 3-star. So let's see, I'm missing a chest piece. So I'm missing a Marvel Now chest piece. Have not pulled one. And as you can see, I've got duplicates lined up just in case they roll badly. So I'm raising up these Marvel Now headpieces. I'm raising up these Marvel Now gauntlets to replace this gauntlet in case this rolls badly, right? Because I don't like this one. This rolled guard damage decrease. Not really the stat I want. So if these that I'm raising up as fodder roll better, then you know how that works, right? I talked about optimizing stat rolls on gear on my, what was it, the stats video? Yeah, on my stats video. I talk about optimizing gear, re-rolling gear, and how to do that effectively. So if you want a breakdown of that, I would recommend watching my stats video. Top 3 neglected stats and stats priority guide. That's the name of the video. And in that, I talk about optimizing stat rolls on gear and using fodder of the same type so that if it rolls slightly better, you can replace the gear you've already got. So as you can see, I've got some 3 stars and 4 stars, and I'm still missing a chess piece. So I am working on a Marvel Now set. It's just taking me a really long time to get them up to 5-star to replace my current 5-star gear. So I am planning on using Marvel Now. I am sticking with what I said in my non-regional set for Iron Man video. Marvel Now is the best choice. It's just as a free-to-play player who's not investing in costumes, then I just don't have very much costume fodder to use to be able to create a new set. It's just taking me a long time. So now you know. Ooh. Quad power, yes please. Very nice. These benefits are so good. I think a large portion of my power, the 613,000, I think a large portion of my power comes from my squad buffs, from leveling up other characters and getting titles, and leveling up the squad and all that stuff. I think a large portion of my power comes from those stats. If we look at those squad power, look at that. That's so good. And then titles. Look at that. Oh my god. That's a massive, massive boost to the character. So if you're bored of your current character, if you've done everything for the day on your current character, or if you hit level cap and you don't want to do the Dark Zone, guys, okay? And you're really unsatisfied with Dark Domain, right, in this update. And you're waiting with bated breath for them to fix the issue so you can level up past 103, okay? If that's the situation you're in, I think you would actually benefit, if you have not maxed all your characters yet, I think you would benefit from taking every character until they fix it, until they have a way for you to level up that's not in the Dark Zone. If you want to avoid that whole shenanigans, right? Just level alternate characters, guys. They provide so much benefit. Big boosts to my power. So, it's worth your time to put some investment into other characters. Get them to 103. Let's say you get a full roster of 103 characters, and then they fix it, and you're golden. You increased your power. Let's say you left your main character. You stopped playing your main character completely and left it at 103 after you were done with the Dark Domain patch because you didn't feel like messing with Dark Zone. Let's say that you're the person who did that, and you went and leveled all your other characters. You're gonna increase your power level by a lot. Your power level is gonna go up by over 50,000 at least. Okay, so you're going to come back to your main character after the issue's fixed with so much more power to use, and it's just going to be great. So don't feel like you're stuck. If you can't level your main character past 103 because it's in the Dark Zone, you don't feel like messing with it, it's not that big a deal. You can still make great progress in the game, really improve your character stats. There's still lots of stuff to do. Yeah. Don't freak out. Every time. I love that headpiece. I'm not a person who understands anything about fashion. Goodness, I don't understand anything about fashion. But every now and then I see a design or really clever cosplay, or just... I do like anime quite a bit. I did grow up watching anime, and to this day, sometimes I still watch anime. I read manga quite a bit. I'm a big fan of the isekai manga, as the game character stuck in a game world, or end of the world, you know, and everything turned into a game kind of stories. I have Kindle Unlimited, and a lot of the self-published authors on Kindle Unlimited are releasing lit RPG and game lit stories, which is 2 new genres that have popped up in the last few years here on the West Coast, or if not on the West Coast, then at least here in America. So anyways, those are genres and stories that have been becoming more and more popular, and I really love those stories. They're just, especially the lit RPG survival stories, end of the world type stuff. Like, I don't know, there's something about it that's so entertaining. Stripping everything down to a survival scenario, simplifying, you know, I don't know. It's really attractive to me for some reason. I like the stories. And, you know, those movies are popular for a reason. I'm not the only person who likes those stories. World War Z, right? World War Z was very popular. And there's a reason why. 2020, was it 2012, I think. The movie 2012? Is that what it was? Anyways, that movie with John Cusack. Also very, very popular. I'm not the only guy who finds the concept of starting over and simplifying everything appealing. And I don't want tragedy. Nobody wants tragedy. Nobody wants to suffer and like so many people dying and suffering and all that. Nobody wants that. It's the simplicity, right? That's like why the tiny home movement is taking off and everyone's wanting to downgrade to tiny homes and have their own land and just be self-sufficient, right? Minimalist. There's something appealing about simplifying our lives when our lives have gotten so crazy. And I definitely subscribe to that feeling of everything just being way too crazy and wanting to simplify. So, to that end, I'm really enjoying reading lit RPG survival stories. I don't know what any of that has to do with the game that we're playing. I don't know how I got on this subject. Talking constantly is something that I struggle with. So when I became a streamer, learning to do commentary and talk a lot while playing the game is something that I've struggled with, honestly. It's kind of an acquired skill. Some people are naturals. Some people like me are not naturals. And it just takes a lot of effort. So I have, I guess, had to really try and learn how to talk a lot. And I'm not usually that much of a talker. Now, my wife might disagree with me on that. If I try to talk to her about some books that I've been reading or some books that I've been thinking of writing, just some really cool ideas, or even talk to her about games I'm interested in, like I can talk for hours, it seems. But once I've talked about the subject, there's really nothing else to talk about, then I don't say much. So, it's not that I like talking, it's that I'm really, really interested in some topics. And I'll talk about those topics until that topic is exhausted, but then I won't have anything to talk about. So, okay, we're going to go over here and then we're going to line it up. Okay, and then no iframes, we're going to back off. Because like I said, those missiles that come out that hit everything around you when you use your ult aggro's the entire pack, and you can take a lot of enemy damage. So let's stay on target, guys. So, to conclude the thought that I had, learning how to be a streamer and a commentator, or do commentary, and just talk constantly when you're kind of bored or you just don't really have that much to talk about and you're not much of a talker to begin with. Learning how to do that, I'm still learning. I guess my point is I'm still learning how to do that. So if it seems like I'm rambling and I'm talking about stuff that doesn't have anything to do with the game, that's why. Just blame it on the fact that I'm a new YouTuber still learning how to do this thing. It's an acquired skill. I never understood how difficult it was until I started trying to do it. It's not easy. They make it look easy. It's not. Oh, so, you know, let's actually talk about something that has to do with the game that I'm still interested in. At least that's on my mind right now, because it's a lot of the content I've been watching on YouTube has to deal with the Dark Domain, the update for this game, and what it means, and what other content creators think of it, blah blah blah. And so it my thoughts on this kind of tie into other videos that we're releasing leading up to the Dark Domain release, and that is drama in the game, right? Xander, what a good name. Buffy. If anyone knows the Buffy series, Xander is the guy who is her friend. Good name. Anyways, So there was a lot of videos coming out about drama, right, in the real world and drama in the game and how it was spilling over and all that. And what I think about that in relation to the Dark Domain upgrade is that there's two different types of drama. There's drama from people who get really offended when people are mean in the game, okay? And I'm not defending people who are mean in the game. I've been a victim of people that were mean in the game. And it really sucks if you've invested time into something that somebody else just completely steps all over and takes for granted, or just takes advantage of you. It doesn't feel good, man. It does not feel good. Right? So I know how that feels. But on the other end, sometimes when we react out of hurt or anger or frustration, we end up creating drama that doesn't just get back at the people that we were targeting. It creates drama that impacts everyone else playing the game, especially if we're putting it on social media. So if we're putting drama on social media centered around the game and about getting revenge or getting even or whatever, I'm not going to talk about motivations for doing that, because I think everyone has their own opinions on whether that's real or fake or just an act, or if it's targeted at gaining views, or if they're really just that frustrated and trying to get even. I have my own opinions, but I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, right? I don't want to say what I think it is when I have no idea. Okay, I haven't honestly looked at every single fact. I don't know every single thing that's happened. I just know the cliff notes based on what's been shared on social media. And I probably haven't even watched every video, just several, you know? So I can't really talk too much and say too many definitive opinions as if I know what I'm talking about. Because I'll be honest, I don't necessarily know what I'm talking about. I just have an opinion on, in general, drama in the game and the impact that it has. So I guess my thought process is this. When you're talking about the game on social media, whether it be in the comments section, whether it be as a content creator, a streamer, or anything like that, be aware of how you're impacting the game for other people. And I'll talk about this more after we're done with this, so we're going to go ahead and do this mission first, and then we'll talk about the rest. I don't know. So every mission that's happened up until now has been area, right? And I took my area builds into it, and it worked really well. And I even took my PvP skill set into one, and it worked really well. But I think I'm going to go with my single target damage on this one. Captain America usually is pretty tanky. And if I line things up correctly, Unibeam, a single target ability, can still do really good area damage. So we're going to go ahead and take the single target damage skill set into this and hope for the best. Very cool. Okay. I don't like her facial features. I think they could have done a better job on the facial modeling. Like the lips look blocky and not natural, stuff like that. Too pixelated. Then again, it might be because my graphics aren't maxed. Maybe it looks better on maxed graphics. Probably does. But look at that mouth. It's just not a natural looking mouth. Ooh, very cool. Also scary looking. It's pretty intimidating. Our new allies did not come alone. Okay. A party crasher. Hellfire Tyrant. Oh yeah, we're going to switch camera angles so I can actually see. We're going to lock target. Let's get the bleed debuff on this guy. And then use Unibeam. And he's targeted, or he's lined up with a bunch of other people so I can hit multiple. That worked out pretty well. Iframe. Okay, we're going to stay locked. Okay, we're going to keep backing off. Let's use an iframe. We're going to buff our attack. The Hellfire Tyrant is down. Okay, we're going to try and line these guys up. Like that. Nice. Unibeam doing some work. Single target ability, my butt. That just took out a whole group. Okay. Let's attack buff and then get off this bleed. Do some damage and then we're going to do that, but then animation cancel. Okay, I want to actually not be flying for this. I could not line it up very well. They're all spread out. Alright, I'm going to do this because they're all spread out. Alright. Who's next? Who's next? Is that the Mind Stone? Is that the Infinity Stone? The Mind Stone? I think it might be. I did watch the recent Scarlet Witch TV show on Disney Plus. It was excellent, by the way. Really? That's it? Oh, come on. It's so disappointing. I wish there was more boss battles. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon, guys. I did. I spoke too soon. Dun, dun, dun. It's me. And don't know who this is. Ooh, Captain Marvel. I have to beat a dark Captain Marvel? This ought to be fun. Kind of don't like that outfit though. I mean, it's cool, but it isn't. It's like it's... I don't know. I guess it's alright. Iron Man saying, honestly, you always rubbed me the wrong way, Carol. That's funny. Alright, good iframe. We're gonna try to line it up. There we go. Couldn't even see the animation. That's great. Oh, 163. For some reason, I cannot lock target. See? No target lock available. Okay, so we're gonna attack buff and then use our iframe. Excellent. Okay. Alright, so are we on Captain Marvel? Yes, okay. So I'll go ahead and use Unibeam. Got her. Okay, that was easy. I should have just focused through, I guess. Come on, Scarlet Witch. Get her. Oh, that was cool.
Don't worry. I sent her somewhere safe. Well, safer than here.
That's funny. She makes it look so easy. Like, why didn't you just do that earlier?
If Dormammu's servants are removed from play. Huh. You haven't been corrupted yet? That's refreshing. Are you an ally? Depends.
Ooh, Black Widow.
Are you here to take down Dormammu? Because if so, then we're on the same side.
I liked Black Widow's outfit. The way it glows green on the edges and on the shoulders. Very cool. Awesome looking. Very nice job on Black Widow's costume. Unfortunately, it's a special costume, so good luck getting it. Like hitting the lottery. So I don't think actually very many people are gonna ever get that set. But I did manage to get a Savage Shadowland set, so, or piece, I should say.
Hey,
So it is possible to get some pieces, I guess.
best of luck.
Okay. Let's do the side quest. Well, first we're gonna unlock this teleport. Good. And then we'll do the side quest. Well, first, actually, I need to switch skills. Area damage. Here we go. So, we got 40 to kill. Might as well talk about what we were talking about before. Drama in the game. I think people should be aware when they're complaining, either in this chat, for instance, right? I see a lot of people complaining in this chat. It was happening a lot more before the update. But people are pretty much focused on calling out targets right now. But I see a lot of complaining in this chat. Also videos on YouTube and comments. So there's drama between users and video gamers and developers, right? Drama between us and the developers, and there's drama between us internally. So both types of drama turn people away from the game. Both types of drama make the game less appealing to people who are thinking about playing it, or people who are currently playing it but are on the fence about continuing to play it because they're bored. So be aware of the impact that your attitude about the game has on other people. Not to invalidate anyone's opinions, right? Everyone's opinion is valid. I'm not saying that people don't know what they're talking about, because they do. But I think sometimes we, in our desire to be heard, or in our desire for things to be better, and all that, we forget the impact that we're having on the game community at large. Just kind of putting a sour taste in people's mouth for the game in general, right? Somebody coming along who doesn't know all the facts is just going to get half of the statements, right? And they're not going to know as much, and they're going to be like, oh, so this is wrong with the game? Oh, and that's wrong with the game too? They're not necessarily going to know all the things that are right with it. And so it can actually end up hurting the game, right? And end up fracturing the community. So for instance, in the Dark Zone, I've had plenty of success, right? Keep on clicking on that stupid quest. I have had plenty of success in the Dark Zone. As much success as I needed. I did not enjoy the Dark Zone as a solo player. I don't belong to an alliance that cooperates very well in the Dark Zone, so I'm not one of those top, 5 alliances that's always in the Dark Zone, killing anybody who gets close, and funneling all the Omega cards and rewards and Dark Zone points to people in the alliance. So I've never been part of that group or that team. So as a solo player that didn't have that option, didn't really enjoy the Dark Zone, I'll be honest. Did not like it, didn't enjoy it, and didn't put much effort into it. I put the bare minimum effort into the Dark Zone. But I didn't really complain about it either. It just wasn't my cup of tea. So if the Dark Zone was a complete failure, guys, if it didn't work at all, you wouldn't have alliances fighting over the top spot, okay? You wouldn't have this difference in power between people who manage to get all the Dark Zone rewards because they're in alliance and people who don't get Dark Zone rewards, right? There's a clear difference between people who get all those rewards and people who don't. That's part of the problem. And I'll wait a second while we watch this. So if there is such a clear difference between people who have that advantage and people who don't, then you can't invalidate the entire Dark Zone experience and say that it's dumb and it's broken and it doesn't work. Because that's not true. It does work. It just doesn't work for very many people. It only works for those top Alliance players. That being said, those top Alliance players like the Dark Zone. They like the rewards they get from it. I don't think that they're going to be complaining about the fact that they're ahead of everybody else because they dominated the Dark Zone. And you know how much work it took for them to coordinate, to get everyone there at the same time, on the same page, communicating in Discord, and right? So it took effort for them to take that spot, for them to get those rewards. I don't think they're going to look at the people who didn't bother to put in that work, right? And they're going to think, oh, the Dark Zone's broken. The Dark Zone doesn't work. They're going to be like, look at how much better I am than that person because of the work I put in. And they're going to be proud of that fact. And, they should be. So the Dark Zone isn't broken, guys. The Dark Zone hasn't been broken. It's worked. The problem is it's only worked for a small subset of the player base. Okay, but that doesn't mean it's broken. That just means it's for the top elite. Maybe the Netmarble's design was for there to be a top elite within the game. Maybe their game design is... I'm going to go ahead and skip this, even though I really like Black Widow's outfit. I'm going to pick up one of these side quests as well. For all we know, guys, Netmarble has known that they were making design decisions that were encouraging a small subset of people to get benefits and others to not have those benefits. And so they were creating a small group of elite players within the game. For all we know, that was Netmarble's intention the entire time. Okay, maybe that's not something that they want to fix. Maybe that's intentional. All right, so you got to think about it from the standpoint of the developers. By encouraging the game design to have a small elite group of players, you create this sort of feeling for everyone who sees those elite players and wants to be elite like them. Okay, so maybe it encourages people to spend money, right? If they see those players, be like, look how strong they are, look how powerful they are. I wonder if I spent some money if I'd be as strong as them. Okay, so if everything was balanced, there was no elite players in the game. There was no game modes or opportunities for there to be an elite player base. Would there be as much spending? I don't think so. If everyone was happy and if no one had any problems, would there be any motivation to spend? No, they need there to be an elite player base so that people can see a clear differentiation between, like a clear line between people who have spent money or people who have bothered to put the time in to be those elite top, right? And those who haven't. There needs to be a clear line showing the difference in power. That way, it motivates people to try and gain that power. If everyone was at the same power, there would be a lot less incentive to spend money. So they want there to be a very clear feeling of power gained from money spent, or a very clear feeling of not being as powerful as somebody else, so that you feel the need to spend the money to get that power. So first and foremost, keep in mind that this game is free to play. I haven't put a dime into this game that I didn't want to, and nothing was required. Okay. Long story short, if you're not putting money in the game, and you're being free to play, and you're seeing people who do put money into the game, and there's a clear difference between you and them, it's probably intentional. The game developers made it that way on purpose so that they could influence more people to spend more money. Doesn't mean the system's broken, doesn't mean it needs to be fixed. That's just how games are made nowadays. They need to make money. And if the game's free to play, how else are they going to make it? By incentivizing people to spend money to improve their characters. That's the only way they can make money. So, it's intentional, guys. Nothing's broken. Everything's working the way they want it to. There needs to be an elite power base. They can't make everyone happy. If they do, people stop spending money. So. Alright, so I've been recording for over an hour now, guys. I can't believe we've been doing this for an hour. I'm at 102. I feel like we're about halfway. Right here it says we're about halfway on side quests, and exactly halfway on collectibles. So, it's safe to assume we're also about halfway on our main quests. I would say it's probably going to take at least another hour, maybe more, to finish this section. So after I'm done with this current quest, I think we're going to call it quits for this episode. Can't see which one are we at. This one. I think we're doing both at the same time. Yeah, we are. But I want to finish both these then. And once we're done with those two, then... Okay, so I'm taking way too much damage. Look at that. I got down to 30% health. Come on, why can't I adjust the view? It won't stop looking at that. I didn't lock that target, but that's who it wants to look at. Okay. Yep. Got that one. Nice. So all those guys got lined up pretty well. We've got 11 more. See if we can't line them up a little better. Oh, Kinsuhiro, our buddy. He must have been auto farming and he ran out of potions probably. Yep, that's probably what happens. That's why I had 600 potions last night, because I did not want that to happen to me. I did not expect the emergency maintenance. I thought I'd get up this morning and still be auto farming, so I went ahead and overstocked on potions by a lot, just to make sure I didn't run out of potions. Pretty sure our buddy in the wheel pod here, who we fought with in episode 1 to kill that boss, I'm pretty sure he just ran out of potions. Although I did aggro a lot of enemies, and I got down pretty low over there just about 5 minutes ago, so maybe he just aggroed too many at the same time. It's not like Iron Man's a tank. He's kind of a glass cannon with iframes. I think the true glass cannon in this game is Star-Lord, actually. Star-Lord doesn't do as much damage as Iron Man until later in the game, at which point he might actually do more. But he has no iframes. And Iron Man has 2 iframes plus the ability to reduce cooldown so that he can use them back to back to back. I think I tried to calculate it. My current PvP skill setup where I use... Okay, so we're done. Turn this in. Where I use my 2 iframes followed by the artificial intelligence cooldown reduction ability. And then I get those 2 iframes back real quick. And I intersperse the dodges in between all my skill casts. If I dodge and I get the timing right with the dodges and the ability casts and the animation, and if I do it all correctly, I'm invulnerable for most of the first 10 seconds of the fight, if not more. Maybe 12 seconds. Like, just completely invulnerable, can barely be touched. I have fought against much, much, much higher power enemies than me in PvP and Dimension Duel, and managed to make the fight last 15 to 20 seconds when they one-shot me, when they could finally hit me. Okay? You know, 12, 15 seconds in, when all my iframes were done and all my dodges were exhausted, they finally landed a hit on me and one-shot me. So they're much stronger than me. And even after doing all of that work, okay, and doing my full rotation perfectly, right, to where they couldn't just one-shot me because of the dodges and iframes and everything, I still only took maybe 30% of their health out. Okay, so there's no chance of me winning. The point I'm making is that iframe's skill kit is situated in such a way to where he can consistently use dodges and iframe abilities to be invulnerable for large sections of time. So, and that's a clear advantage he has over Star-Lord. Star-Lord's kind of in a bad spot right now. He definitely needs some of his abilities to be turned into iframes. In fact, several of his abilities look like they should be iframes, but they're not. So I think it wouldn't be too difficult for the devs to do that. But then again, I'm not the one building the code. I have been a software engineer. I have coded in the past. I figured out I don't like software engineering, so I'm trying to find a different career path. But I did software engineering for 6 years, and figured out that I really don't like writing code. Writing code in the real world is very different from writing code in college. Writing code in college is fun. They've got you solving really unique solving really unique problems and being creative with your code, and it's just really fun. Writing in the real world I felt like a glorified calculator. It was just boring and monotonous. It was not fun. But that depends on, you know, what companies you work for, what job positions you have, what mentors you have, what assignments they give you in the job that you'll manage to get. There's all sorts of different factors. But long story short, I worked for some insurance companies, coding and working back-end data for insurance companies. That code, mind-numbing, not enjoyable. So yeah, did not enjoy coding. That being said, I do know a little bit of what I'm talking about when I talk about code. So when I say that I don't know how they're building the code for this game, for all I know, it could be spaghetti code. And every time they try and make an update, it's a nightmare. Or they could have done an excellent job with the base code. And there's no excuse for them not updating things like Star-Lord's iframes, right? But long story short, I think we're going to call it quits here. I love Star-Lord, and I think Star-Lord's an amazing character, but I think Iron Man is actually a much better character right now because Iron Man has so many iframes, and it's possible to use them to be invulnerable for large sections of time. So I guess that's the point I was trying to make with that huge rant that I got on, and I wanted to finish that thought, but we will continue this. I'm going to take a break for now, but we'll finish this out with one more episode that's about an hour long probably, and we will get the Dark Domain completely finished, and I will fight Dormammu in the next episode. So, thank you everyone for watching. We'll finish the Dark Domain in the next one. See you then.